Today we're going to be looking at Facebook Marketplace listings and we're going to rate and judge them. The goal of this video is of course to see what they can improve and what is already pretty good, so you can apply the same principles to your own listings. Let's get right into it. First up we have this item here. It's a free item. I'm not going to judge that it's a free item. I want to first look at the thumbnail of the item. You can see it is the whole item in the picture. The whole slow cooker is displayed, which is fantastic. Let's click on it. Now it is only a single item. The description is very small, it's very short, but we have to keep in mind that this is a free item. So if you want to get rid of your free item quickly and nicely, this is actually not too bad. I would probably add the model to the description or the title, makes it easier to find. And I would add maybe one or two more pictures of the inside, just so people know that it's clean enough to take. But it's a free item. You can't complain if it's free, right? I rate this listing right here a solid 6. Now let's look at this item here. It's called a vintage hot dog phone. I'm guessing that this here would be the hot dog and this is the sausage inside of the hot dog. Let's take a closer look. The picture really doesn't tell me much. And what is that? Is this sauce? Is this blemishes? Are those scratches here? It's hard to tell. So it would be very nice to have multiple pictures on this hot dog phone. And when I look at the description, it says vintage hot dog phone in working condition. Pick up, bake view, any questions, don't hesitate to ask. The title should be a bit longer, should be a couple more words. The description should have way more information about the product and maybe tell a story. And the pictures, there should be way more of them. Also the background should be more clear so it's easier to see what is actually being sold. I rate this listing right here a solid 4. Now we're going to be looking at this Whirlpool fridge. Now the picture on the fridge, it looks clean, which is nice. But I think this thumbnail, it really does a disservice to the fridge. Because you can see Facebook always crops out images into a square. So what you want to be doing is you want to take a picture of the whole item you're selling. But make sure that when it's cropped out to a square, the item is centered and still completely visible. Similar to the Philips slow cooker just before. Now let's click on the listing. Got a picture of the label, got a picture of the other label, and that's it. I don't know if you know it, if you have watched any of my other videos, but there's a few pictures that you have to take, especially with fridges, to make sure that they sell well. The first picture should always be a nice money shot, which is just the whole fridge completely visible in the cropped out frame, slightly at an angle, with good lighting. What this person here did is nice that they showed a picture of the open fridge, but there's a lot of detail missing. I would love to know what the front looks like. If I don't know what the front looks like, it could be rusted, it could be full of dents, marks, weird stickers. I don't want to take the risk and go there and get a shitty fridge. Now, if you look at the title and the description, many things are missing. But let's first go over the good things. In the title, it's really good that they mention the brand of the fridge and that they're selling a fridge. Then you have the details, right? If you look at the description, they tell you why they are selling the fridge. They have bought a bigger fridge. Now there's a lot of things which I would avoid doing in the description. $50 and slightly negotiable means that person wants to just get rid of that item as fast as possible. Because everything, by the way, every item on Facebook Marketplace is negotiable. Everything is. Asking a question if something is negotiable or writing down that it is negotiable is completely unnecessary. Everything is negotiable. Remember that. Now, what I would do better in the title and the description now is first in the title, I would write down the make, which they did. I would also write down what volume the fridge has, because I have no idea what volume it is. I have to go and look at the label to know that it is a 243 liter fridge. It should be very, very visible in the title. In the description, I would write way more about the condition of the fridge. I would also write down the dimensions of the fridge. Because when you're buying a fridge, you want to know how big the item is. You want to see if it fits wherever it needs to fit. So that's very important. Then again, the volume needs to be inside as well. And what's very, very good to do is write down the model of the fridge. Because some people, they like to look up the fridge model that they're purchasing. Also, I would write down at the end where the pickup location is. Because sure, Facebook Marketplace shows you the maps, but oftentimes the map is highly inaccurate. So it's always nice to see the postcode. Then at the end, just a little call to action to get a customer to message you. Looking at the whole picture and being a fridge reseller myself, I would rate this listing a 4. Let's look at a Dyson V6 Animal Extra Stick Vacuum. You know, as a thumbnail, what I would have done in this case is actually have the whole vacuum assembled, stood up nicely and shot with a clean background with good lighting. And also the image, like the other images, I don't know why so few people do it, but it's cropped out. It doesn't look good if it's cropped out. You always want to make sure to see the whole item in the thumbnail. But let's click on it. And there you can see the whole item disassembled. And it looks nice. This would be a very good shot to have as the second or the third picture in the description. Now the good thing is that it's a very, very clear picture and you can actually see that the item has been cleaned. And it looks good. It looks good, I gotta say. So even though the pictures are not perfect, I think I can give it a pass for the pictures. Now, when you look at the title, it says the Dyson V6 Animal Extra Stick Vacuum. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the whole title, the whole item, which is quite descriptive, and it will probably be easy to find this item on Marketplace. Price $100. I think for Dyson vacuum, $100 is probably good. Okay, I found this website here, and apparently the Dyson V6 Animal costs $529 if you buy it new. Now, paying $100 for the same vacuum, I think is a fair price. So the price is pretty good on that listing. And now let's look at the description of the listing. It says Dyson V6 Animal Extra Stick Vacuum Cleaner. 6 years old and in excellent working condition. Has been regularly cleaned and the battery works well. Comes with attachments and wall mount collection Torrensville. Looking at the description, I gotta say props to the seller. Very well done. It repeats in the first line what the item is. Then afterwards it tells you how old it is and in what condition the item is. It also tells you it has been regularly cleaned and the battery works well. It comes with the attachments and a wall mount and the collection is in Torrensville. Now this is fantastic. I would just add a little CTA at the end, but other than that, it is really, really good. It tells you so much information, and me as a buyer, I would look at this and think, yep, that person told me everything I need to know, I'm ready to buy. So looking at the whole picture, at the description, at the title, at the price, and at the pictures, I would have to say that just because there's a couple pictures that I would add, but the rest is really, really good, and there's no CTA, I would rate this listing here a solid 8 out of 10. Don't know who's selling it, but well done with this listing. It's good. Just underneath the Dyson vacuum, I have found a listing for a refrigerator. The picture, again, like most people on Facebook Marketplace, they don't understand the crop feature. This listing is cropped out. Top and bottom are cropped out. That's not very good. But let's click on it and take a deeper look. Now we're looking at it. It is a higher fridge freezer. The fridge on the first picture looks really nice. It looks very clean. The background is clean as well, which is very, very good. But let's look at the rest of the pictures as well. Okay, the second picture is the freezer with items filled. There's some blemishes here, but it's okay. And the third picture is again the top of the fridge full of food. Now I get that you're selling the fridge and you have to keep your food cold, but still, if you're taking pictures of fridges, you should probably take out the food first. The title is refrigerator. Now the title is terrible. Sure, you're telling the person what you're selling, but you're missing detail. Because what people always forget is that there is a lot of people that are using the search function on Facebook Marketplace. And if you use the search functions, there's certain words that people use. Some people might look for a fridge. Other people look for fridge freezers. Other people look for refrigerators. Then there's other people who will also look for the make. So they will look for a higher fridge, a Mitsubishi fridge, an LG fridge. By using only a single word for the title, you lock yourself up and away from being discovered by so many people. So always make sure to have a proper title, not just refrigerator. Now the description. Have had this less than a year, in great condition. Now, there's something that's actually good about this description. It's nice that you know the age of the fridge. Less than a year is pretty good. And it's also nice that it's in good condition. That's always good to include. However, what the fuck? I have almost zero information about the fridge. I don't know how big it is. I don't know what dimensions they are. I don't know the model of the fridge. I can't even look up information as a buyer. There's so many things that are missing in this listing that I believe that this person here will not be selling their fridge. And if they'll be selling it, it will take months, many months. And by that time, the fridge is not less than 1 year old. So, looking at a whole listing of this higher fridge, it costs $500, which is probably not even a terrible price. It looks like a good price. However, looking at everything as a package, as how it is presented, I would say this is a terrible listing. And I would rate it 3 out of 10. Very bad. We're going to be looking at the brand new smart electric bidet. Ooh, an ass cleaner. A cleaner for your special private parts. I love bidets. I have a bidet here in the hotel where I'm staying at right now. It is magnificent having something clean yourself so thoroughly. And honestly, I've been using toilet paper like most people in the Western world, and I don't know why we're using so much toilet paper. It is disgusting. You got all the pieces of paper stuck everywhere. But a bidet, you just use water and sprinkle it up and it cleans it perfectly. No streaks because you don't wipe. It is fantastic. I think everybody should use a bidet. But let's take a look at this one. When we look at the thumbnail, it's a bit cropped out, which is not very good. I would make a money shot out of this. So take it at an angle and have the whole item visible. It would be very good. Now let's look at the rest of the pictures. Oh, some Chinese imported thing. You got the lights in the bidet. Got a display. I guess it's a smart electric one, hey? Then you got all the parts in here as well. Got a temperature control. Ooh. Wow, you can warm up your ass while it's winter time, or you can cool it down in summertime. Actually, now looking at it, I would add one thing to the pictures. I would just add a nice money shot. Again, a good thumbnail makes a huge difference. Then also with the title, it says brand new smart electric bidet. I'm guessing it's a no brand item, so they didn't include a brand. But if you have a brand, a make, a model, it's pretty beneficial if you actually write it down within the title. And now if I look at the description, very good smart electric bidet, automatic flushing, heated seating, warm water wash, air dry, soft night light, and smart control panel. Message: if interested, pick up only. Now, it's good that he mentioned a couple features of the bidet. That's always nice. But it would be also good to know more about the actual model of the bidet. Like again, I as a buyer, especially if I buy something for $700, I want to know what I buy. And the way to do it is to just write down the name of the brand and the model number. That's already such a big boost of information because you can look up the item. It's fantastic. You should definitely do that. And also they say pick up only, message if interested. It's nice with the message if interested. It's always good. What I don't like is that they don't have a location written down. Because yeah, pick up only, but from where? So looking at everything here about this bidet, I would rate this a... Ooh, this one is hard. Can't really rate it that high. I would actually say it's a 5. Let's take a look at this Breville coffee machine. It says Breville 800 ESXL Duo Temp Espresso machine. So the first picture is a very, very nice money shot. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say money shot. Look at it. The light is good. You can see there's a light source coming from the front and there's a natural light as well. Then it looks cleaned. You have all the accessories next to it so you can see what it comes with. The background is clean. You have a different contrasting surface where the coffee machine is standing on. My God, this is a really good picture. I really like that picture. Now the second picture is pretty alright as well, shows a different angle. And the third picture from the front, that's quite nice too. The pictures are actually pretty good. I already got a good image of the coffee machine. Now the title. Breville 800 ESXL Duo Temp Espresso Machine. That's a really good title because it tells me exactly what it is. It tells me the model and it tells me the brand as well. That's very nice. You know exactly what you're getting. Now, let's see, what's the description like? This has been sitting in storage, so time to move it on. Works great. Comes with everything seen in the picture, located in the Blackwood area. That is a good amount of information. I would probably just add how long I have owned the coffee machine. So looking at this listing now and judging everything, counting the points together, I would say this listing is a solid 8.5 out of 10. Good listing. So I like to look at fridges, right? And I'm gonna take a look at another fridge now as well. This one here, a retro bar fridge. The reason why I want to look at this picture at the listing is because of the thumbnail. Now this is more like how you're supposed to do a thumbnail. You see the whole fridge is visible and that's exactly how you have to do it. And they could have cleaned the fridge as well before taking a picture. So we have the side, another money shot, okay. And the inside, oh it's filthy. Now I would like to know more about this fridge. I would like to see a label picture so I can see the model and stuff. When we look at the title of the whole thing, at the title here, right? Retro bar fridge. Doesn't really say much. I would assume it's a Stirling fridge. So if they would write down Stirling retro bar fridge or Stirling black retro bar fridge, that would be pretty good. And it would be also nice to know the volume straight away in the title. Looking at the description, bar fridge, very good condition, works perfectly. 530 millimeters wide, 540 deep, 830 high. Now there's again a lot of information that's just missing. I am missing the model, the volume and the location of the fridge. So looking at everything, the thumbnail is a very, very big plus, but the title and description are pretty bad. And the price, $200, it seems very steep for a bar fridge. So honestly, looking at everything, I rated a 4. Let's look at a pair of shoes. Brand new, never worn Converse for $30. I'm wondering why the hell the person decided to use the shoe box as the thumbnail. Now, if you would have used this picture as the first picture, would have been way better. Maybe with a nicer backdrop as well. This would be a very, very nice money shot. And then the second picture can be the box. Now, what's with the title? Brand new, never worn Converse. I don't know about the buying behavior of people who buy shoes, but I would think that people are looking for the word shoe and the color as well. So I'm pretty sure somebody who wants white Converse would probably look for white Converse or for white shoes. So I would add the color and the word shoe or sneaker even into the title. The description, honestly, it's not perfect, but for such a low cost item, it is really not that bad. However, if that person wants to sell it even faster, then they should definitely add more information. Every time you add information to a listing, you're not only just educating the buyer about what you're selling, you're also adding keywords to your description. And if you have more keywords, then the likelihood of your listing being found when somebody looks for those keywords is way, way higher. Understand? You want to use as many keywords as you can. So looking at this, I know it's going to be selling for $30. I think it does the job. However, I don't think it's a very good listing. I would rate it a 4.5. So this was the last listing that we're going to be looking at. And I want to give you a little piece of advice after looking at all these listings. When you look at Facebook Marketplace, you can just see so many terrible thumbnails. And it is very, very easy to create a proper thumbnail. If you want to create a good thumbnail, put your item in a full frame in a square format. Take it at an angle, the picture, of course, and with good lighting. And this way you get a perfect thumbnail every single time. And another thing is the titles and the descriptions. Please, for the love of God, just write down a bit more information. If you spend 2 minutes instead of 30 seconds creating your listing is already going to be in the top 1% of Facebook Marketplace listings. Really, in the end, it is quite easy. It is not witchcraft. It is simple habits that you have to perform to really excel as a Facebook Marketplace reseller. I mean, just look at the competition right now. That is your competition, people. This is your competition. The competition doesn't know what they are doing, but you do. So go out and make sure to create good listings. What do you think? Do you think my analysis was correct? How would you rate those listings? I'm very curious to see it in the comments below. And then I will see you in the next video.